So I started feeding AI my entire business, every sales calls, every SOPs, every system that I've been using to run my consulting business. Every mistake that I made and I learned from, not to replace myself, but to build something that remembers and grows every single day with me and applies it to every decision I make moving forward. And what happened changed the way I think about business entirely, because AI did not just save me time, it started making connections I had not seen. And I want to show you exactly what that looks like in this video, because I believe this is the single biggest advantage a business can have. And here's the problem with most entrepreneurs, Muslim or non-Muslim. Every day you learn something, you have a sales call and a certain objection comes up, you onboard a client and you figure out a better way to run the first week. You make a mistake and you swear to yourself that you'll never repeat it again, but then you go and repeat it. But where does that knowledge go? It goes in your head, but your head is already full. 3 months later, a new team member joins and you have to explain everything from scratch, essentially, because nothing is written down. 6 months later, you've forgotten the insight from all the sales calls, from all the mistakes, from all the data they've actually collected in the past 6 months. And this is what I call knowledge decay. You are constantly learning, but you're also constantly forgetting. And for a small business, that is devastating, because the one advantage that you have over competitors is speed of learning. It's about crunching down the time it takes to learn something and then implementing it. That is how you succeed in business and life. The speed at which you can learn something and then implementing that into whatever you want to do in life. And if you are losing what you learn, you're running on a treadmill. You're running, but you're not going anywhere. And in our tradition as a Muslim, knowledge is not just important, it is sacred. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever follows a path in pursuit of knowledge, Allah will make a path to Jannah easy for him. The first word revealed to the Prophet ﷺ was Iqra, read, learn, acquire knowledge. But there's another dimension to this that most people miss and most Muslims miss. Knowledge in Islam is not just about acquisition, it is about preservation and transmission. The entire science of hadith exists because the companions knew that knowledge that is not passed on is knowledge that dies. They did not just listen to the Prophet ﷺ, they documented, they preserved, they implemented it into their system so they could access the same type of knowledge. And that is what a chain of narration is, a knowledge system built to survive beyond the first person who held it. Now, think about your business, right? You are the sole narrator. If you get sick for 2 weeks, the knowledge stops. If you hire someone new, you have to narrate every single thing from the beginning of your business. And if you forget a lesson, it's gone. There's no chain, there's no system, and there's no preservation. And in a tradition that built the most rigorous knowledge preservation system in the entirety of humanity, we need to do better. And it should bother us that we are not learning as much as we can. So here's what I did and what you can do starting this week. I created what I call a knowledge base inside of Obsidian. Not a folder of random documents, a structured system where every category of business knowledge has a home. My business strategy, my team structure, my SOP, my agency, my consulting firm, my client delivery process, my scripts. Everything that is inside my business has a home. So when I open a new AI session, it does not start from zero. It reads my knowledge base first and builds on top of that. And I've also installed something called Graphify, where it links all my SOPs together and essentially creates my second brain. It knows who my clients are, it knows what stage they are at, it knows the SOPs I use, the mistakes that I've made and I've logged and improved on. So when I ask to write a script or run briefing, it knows exactly what I'm talking about and it grows with me and builds and builds and builds. Like for example, the other day I built a lead magnet for my client Jafar. I said, build a lead magnet for Jafar. Oh, you're on about Jafar, the sales coach who helps people leave their 9 to 5 into high ticket sales. Are you on about him? And here's the part that changes everything. It compounds. Every time a client churns, I can learn from that. I can make the system better so they can come in and out easily. And it all feeds back. The AI does not forget this. It doesn't have a bad day. It doesn't lose context between sessions. And the difference is night and day. Tasks that used to take me hours takes me within, 3 minutes. So for example, the moment I onboard someone, all I have to say is X has been onboarded and it books the onboarding call next day. And after it books the onboarding call, what it does is it plans the next 6 months, all the 15 wall map calls, the deadlines that we have to meet, the WhatsApp template that is sent to my COO so we can have a personalized welcome message for this specific client is all created. And then on the onboarding call, it literally pops up on my Google Calendar. X's onboarding call, talk about this, talk about the 180-day wall map, talk about the first 7 steps that they need to make. And every single day, it tracks whether they're keeping up with the tasks. And the beautiful thing is this is what the Deen teaches us about knowledge preservation. Structure it, transmit it, and make sure it survives beyond you. If you are a Muslim entrepreneur, a coach, or a creator, and you want to see how I build this system so you can build one for your business, book a one-to-one call with me in the link in the bio.